Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to utilize a specific daily nutrient that keeps aging eyes sharp after 60, along with the precise routines that make it actually work. Blurry vision, constantly tired eyes, and frustrating night vision decline are common problems that can quietly make your favorite everyday activities feel incredibly difficult and exhausting. You might be wondering if this steady decline is just an unavoidable, permanent part of getting older, especially if nothing you have tried so far has brought you any real comfort. Over the years, I have seen exactly how making very specific adjustments to your daily routines can safely support much healthier vision and protect your independence as you age. I remember a man named Arthur, who was 68, struggling so deeply with tired, blurry vision in the evenings that he entirely stopped driving his car after dark. His mistake was ignoring how his daily habits affected his eye moisture, but once we corrected his evening routines, his night vision and daily eye comfort improved remarkably within weeks. These common symptoms of severe eye strain and lingering dryness are certainly concerning, as they can slowly begin to limit your daily freedom if they are left completely unaddressed over time. Your regular doctor might have been giving you incomplete or not fully helpful information by simply suggesting stronger reading glasses without ever discussing the vital daily habits that support your aging eyes. Before we dive in, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and whether you've struggled with this eye problem before. I want to hear your experience. 1. Pair vitamin A with healthy fats. Always consciously consume your vitamin A sources alongside a healthy, natural source of dietary fat rather than eating these foods completely on their own during the day. Doing this consistently ensures your aging body actually absorbs the necessary nutrient properly, which may help support significantly clearer vision and maintain much better eye moisture as you go about your normal daily activities. Vitamin A is the essential nutrient most directly responsible for gently keeping your eyes sharp and functioning comfortably, especially when you are trying to see in dim lighting or reading small text. Many older adults completely miss out on the incredible benefits of this vital nutrient because they attempt to eat a very strict low-fat diet, unknowingly starving their eyes of the exact compounds they desperately need to remain healthy and resilient against daily strain. I remember a woman named Martha, who was 71, eating dry carrots every single afternoon, hoping to help her declining night vision and severely tired eyes. Her crucial mistake was eating these vegetables completely plain without any natural oils, meaning her body could not absorb the helpful nutrients at all. We corrected this by having her simply add a small handful of walnuts and a drizzle of olive oil to her daily vegetable snack. After making this one easy change, she noticed her eyes felt far less tired, and her evening vision seemed much steadier and far more reliable. Vitamin A is what we consider a fat-soluble nutrient, which simply means it absolutely requires dietary fat to travel effectively from your digestive system into your bloodstream and eventually up to your eyes. When you eat foods rich in this vitamin without any accompanying fats, the nutrient largely passes right through your digestive tract without ever being utilized to support your ongoing eye health. By pairing these foods correctly every single time you eat, you naturally give your body the physical transportation system it requires to deliver the vitamin directly to the delicate tissues of your eyes where it is needed most. To do this correctly and effortlessly at home, simply make sure that whenever you eat bright orange foods like sweet potatoes or dark leafy greens, you automatically include a healthy fat in the exact same meal. You can easily drizzle a small spoonful of pure, high-quality olive oil over your cooked vegetables just before you serve them on your dinner plate to ensure proper nutrient absorption. Another incredibly easy daily option is to eat a small piece of fresh avocado or a few unsalted almonds right alongside your daily serving of vision-supporting vegetables to achieve the same exact physical benefit. You do not need to consume large, heavy amounts of fat. Even a very modest portion is entirely sufficient to activate the vitamin and send it directly to your eyes. This simple, mindful pairing habit helps support more comfortable, steadier vision throughout your senior years without requiring any complicated, restrictive, or expensive changes to your regular, everyday diet. 2. Incorporate orange and dark green vegetables. Consistently eat a measured serving of bright orange or dark green leafy vegetables at the exact same time every single day to maintain a steady, reliable supply of vision-supporting nutrients in your system. Providing your older body with a highly consistent, unbroken daily intake of these specific vegetables may greatly help support the long-term health of your retina and keep your eyes feeling significantly less strained after reading. As we age past 60, our eyes become far more vulnerable to daily fatigue, and they require a continuous, uninterrupted stream of basic nutritional support to gently repair themselves from the natural stress of indoor lighting and digital screens. By making this a strictly scheduled daily habit rather than an occasional choice, you are actively building a strong, defensive foundation for your eyes that gently protects against the sudden onset of blurry vision and frustrating daily dryness. I remember a man named Robert, who was 64, who only ate spinach or sweet potatoes once or twice a month when he happened to order them at a local restaurant. His main mistake was treating these incredibly important foods as occasional, random side dishes rather than absolutely necessary daily staples for his ongoing eye comfort and long-term visual health. We quickly corrected this by having him carefully add exactly one serving of these specific vegetables to his regular evening meal at home every single day. He soon found that his eyes felt much more rested overall, and he experienced far less of that familiar gritty, uncomfortable feeling by the time the late evening hours arrived. The naturally occurring pigmented compounds safely found in these brightly colored and dark green vegetables are directly used by your body to gently maintain the physical and structural integrity of your aging eyes. Your body absolutely cannot produce these vital compounds on its own under any circumstances, meaning you must actively and consciously supply them regularly through your daily diet to avoid a constant nutritional deficit. When you go many consecutive days without eating these specific, nutrient-dense foods, your eyes naturally begin to struggle to recover from the simple daily wear and tear of a normal, active lifestyle. To easily establish this routine in your own home, choose one specific meal every single day, such as your evening dinner, to consistently include a half-cup serving of cooked carrots, butternut squash, kale, or spinach. You should always gently steam or lightly bake these vegetables to make them very easy to chew and digest, safely ensuring they are always soft and gentle on your older digestive system. Just keep a steady, simple rotation of these familiar choices in your kitchen pantry or refrigerator, so you always have a convenient option ready to prepare without ever feeling overwhelmed or rushed. Try to eat them at roughly the same time each evening, which gently helps your body develop a predictable, comfortable rhythm for absorbing and processing these crucial eye-supporting nutrients while you slowly wind down for the night. This steady, incredibly reliable daily routine helps support long-term visual clarity and gently keeps your aging eyes feeling much more resilient against normal, everyday visual fatigue. 3. Use the 20-20-20 rule during visual tasks. Pause your daily reading, watching television on a screen, or intricate sewing tasks every 20 minutes to specifically look at an object roughly 20 feet away for at least 20 full seconds. Giving your delicate eye muscles this highly specific type of regular, structured break may greatly reduce daily eye strain and effectively prevent your vision from becoming frustratingly blurry by the late afternoon. Many seniors unknowingly subject their aging eyes to immense physical stress by locking their focus on a single close-up object for many hours at a time, which directly leads to severe eye fatigue and uncomfortable, lingering tension. By deliberately breaking up your visual concentration with these short, remarkably simple intervals of distant focus, you are actively preventing the tiny muscles inside your eyes from becoming locked, cramped, and painfully overworked. I remember a woman named Helen, who was 73, who would sit and knit tightly patterned blankets for 3 or 4 hours straight without ever once looking away from her moving hands. Her primary mistake was forcing her internal focusing muscles to stay tightly locked in one rigid, unmoving position for far too long, leading to terrible tension headaches and severely tired, dry eyes. We completely corrected this issue by setting a small, quiet mechanical timer right next to her favorite chair that gently reminded her to look out her front living room window every 20 minutes. she quickly noticed that her eyes felt completely relaxed and her frequent late-afternoon blurry vision practically disappeared entirely after firmly establishing this very simple daily habit. When you consistently focus intensely on something very close to your face for a prolonged period, the tiny muscles inside your eyes remain tightly contracted without receiving any necessary physical relief. Just like absolutely any other muscle in your aging body, these delicate focusing muscles become deeply fatigued, painfully strained, and begin to softly spasm or falter when they are continuously overworked and consistently denied proper, regular rest. Looking at a far distance simply allows these specific internal muscles to finally disengage, relax, and physically reset, smoothly restoring normal, healthy blood flow and refreshing the natural moisture levels on the highly sensitive surface of your eyes. To effortlessly practice this technique in your own living space, keep a simple wall clock or a basic quiet kitchen timer near the exact area where you typically read, sew, use your digital tablet, or watch your favorite television programs. When exactly 20 minutes naturally pass, physically turn your entire head away from your close-up task and gently find a stable object completely across the room, or simply look out a nearby clear window into your yard. Count very slowly and calmly to 20 while keeping your eyes gently and loosely focused on that distant object, deliberately allowing yourself to blink completely and naturally several times during this short, undeniably vital resting period. Taking these brief, carefully structured visual pauses helps support much more comfortable, steadier vision and gently keeps your eyes feeling wonderfully fresh and properly lubricated all day long. 4. Manage blue light exposure in the evening. Turn off all bright overhead fluorescent lights and switch entirely to warm, dim table lamps at least 2 full hours before you actually plan to go to sleep each night. Softening your evening lighting environment in this deliberate manner may gently help support the natural resting phase of your aging eyes, significantly reducing nighttime dryness and helping to safely prevent severe morning puffiness. As the evening approaches, your eyes naturally expect the environment to become much darker and softer, safely signaling to your internal bodily systems that it is time to begin repairing the physical visual strain accumulated throughout the busy day. When you continuously expose your eyes to harsh, artificial daytime lighting late into the evening, you completely disrupt this vital restorative process, leaving your eyes feeling quite raw, unusually tired, and overly sensitive the following morning. I remember a man named Thomas, who was 69, who watched television every single night with highly bright overhead kitchen lights shining directly down into his sensitive aging eyes. His mistake was surrounding himself with harsh, artificial daytime lighting late into the evening, which completely confused his natural internal clock and severely dried out his eyes before bed. We corrected this by having him purchase 2 small, simple table lamps with warm, amber-colored bulbs to use exclusively after dinner time while he safely relaxed in his favorite living room chair. After just a few weeks of this new calming lighting routine, he found that his eyes no longer burned when he woke up, and the heavy, puffy bags under his eyes visibly softened and reduced. The intensely bright, harsh blue light emitted by modern overhead light bulbs and large digital screens forcefully signals to your brain and your eyes that it is still the middle of the bright afternoon. As we gracefully age past 60, our eyes become much more vulnerable and sensitive to this artificial glare, which can easily and quickly strip away the delicate, highly protective layer of natural moisture that safely coats the surface of the eye. By intentionally lowering the overall room brightness and mindfully changing the color of your room lighting, you send a clear, calming biological signal to your eyes that it is finally time to rest and gently begin the nightly repair process. To properly adjust your home environment for this soothing routine, take a slow walk through your main living spaces and clearly identify any bright, white, or fluorescent overhead lights that you typically leave turned on long after dinner time. Replace the regular nightly use of these harsh downward-facing light sources with simple, very inexpensive table lamps that exclusively use soft white or warm amber bulbs, consciously creating a much gentler, softer atmosphere. Make it a strict, unwavering daily habit to only use these gentler, softer lights in the evening hours as you slowly and calmly prepare your aging body and your tired eyes for a long, restful night of sleep. If you greatly enjoy reading a printed book or softly watching television right before bed, make absolutely sure the soft light source is positioned completely behind you or gently beside you, never shining directly into your sensitive eyes. Creating this deeply calming, dimly lit evening environment helps support a much more restful night for your eyes, safely ensuring you wake up with noticeably clearer, far more comfortable vision every single morning. 5. Monitor daily salt intake to support fluid balance. Consciously track your daily salt consumption to keep your internal fluid levels remarkably stable and gently avoid excess water retention. Balancing your sodium intake every single day may greatly help reduce uncomfortable morning puffiness and gently support the natural tear film that coats your aging eyes. I remember a woman named Margaret, who was 75, waking up every single morning with heavily swollen, severely puffy bags under her tired eyes. Her mistake was heavily salting her evening soups and eating highly processed crackers right before bed, which forced her aging body to retain massive amounts of excess water overnight. We simply corrected this by replacing her evening salt shaker with a gentle blend of dry herbs and switching her late-night snack to plain, unsalted almonds. Within just a few short weeks, she happily reported that her painful morning eye puffiness had completely vanished, and her eyes felt significantly less heavy. When you consume too much dietary salt on a regular basis, your aging body automatically holds onto extra water in a desperate attempt to safely dilute the heavy sodium circulating in your system. This tightly trapped fluid almost always settles in the delicate, very thin, and highly vulnerable tissues directly underneath your eyes as you sleep completely flat in your bed throughout the long night. This trapped water creates those familiar, heavy, dark bags, and often causes the actual surface of your eyes to feel surprisingly dry and uncomfortably stretched, simply because the fluid is trapped in the surrounding skin tissues rather than actively lubricating the eye itself. By keeping your overall daily salt intake at a very moderate, thoroughly sensible level, you gently allow your body to naturally flush out this excess, unwanted fluid over time. This simple physical balance helps maintain a healthy, continuous, and highly reliable flow of natural tears across the smooth surface of your eye all day long. To begin making this easy, highly effective adjustment in your own kitchen right now, start by carefully reading the printed labels on your favorite canned soups, frozen television dinners, and tightly packaged snacks. These heavily processed convenience items are exactly where the vast majority of hidden, unwanted salt usually resides without you ever noticing it during your normal meals. Instead of aggressively using your heavy table salt shaker during your quiet evening dinners, try gently squeezing a fresh, bright lemon or lightly sprinkling a mild, completely salt-free herbal seasoning blend over your cooked vegetables and warm proteins to add wonderful, bright flavor without the negative sodium impact. Make it a strict, unwavering habit to completely avoid eating any heavily salted foods at least 3 full hours before you plan to go to sleep to safely prevent that uncomfortable overnight fluid buildup. This incredibly simple daily adjustment helps support a much more comfortable, beautifully well-rested appearance and gently keeps your aging eyes feeling wonderfully clear and pleasantly light. 6. Avoid high-dose isolated supplements without guidance. Never purchase or consume extremely high-dose isolated vitamin A pills without first having a direct, thoroughly personal conversation with your trusted primary care doctor. Being incredibly cautious with heavy artificial supplementation safely prevents dangerous toxic buildup in your aging body and strictly ensures your delicate eyes are supported naturally rather than completely overwhelmed. I remember a man named Richard, who was 67, who suddenly began taking 3 massive doses of pure vitamin A extract every single day because he read it would instantly fix his blurry reading vision. His dangerous mistake was assuming that taking an artificially huge amount of this single nutrient would dramatically speed up his results, but instead it quickly caused him terrible headaches, deep bone pain, and made his vision feel surprisingly worse. We quickly corrected this by having him immediately stop taking those intense synthetic pills and instead focus entirely on eating moderate, natural amounts of cooked orange vegetables with his daily evening dinners. After happily returning to a gentle, entirely food-based approach, his severe daily headaches completely faded away, and his everyday visual comfort steadily returned to a much healthier, wonderfully normal baseline. Your resilient aging body is brilliantly and beautifully designed to slowly extract exactly the right amount of helpful nutrients it needs directly from whole, natural foods, carefully filtering out the rest through your normal, everyday digestive process. When you suddenly flood your sensitive internal system with artificially concentrated, highly isolated doses of a fat-soluble nutrient, your older body simply cannot easily flush away the massive excess. This sudden overload tightly leads to an unnatural, deeply uncomfortable accumulation that your liver must aggressively and constantly work to safely manage and carefully break down over time. This heavy internal burden can easily cause unexpected, deeply uncomfortable physical reactions that actually work entirely against your overall health and do absolutely nothing to gently support your long-term eye comfort or daily visual clarity. Relying entirely on natural, whole foods provides a much slower, infinitely safer, and far more reliable steady stream of essential support for your aging, highly sensitive eyes. To safely protect your precious vision and your overall long-term health, firmly and permanently commit to getting the vast majority of your daily eye-supporting nutrients directly from the fresh, simple foods you routinely buy at your local neighborhood grocery store. If you are ever genuinely concerned that your normal daily diet is severely lacking and you are seriously considering buying a plastic bottle of highly concentrated, heavily marketed eye vitamins, simply write down the exact name of the product on a small piece of scrap paper. Take that specific piece of paper directly to your regular trusted doctor during your very next scheduled visit and clearly ask them if it is genuinely safe and entirely appropriate for your unique, deeply personal medical history before you ever swallow a single artificial pill. This calm, deeply careful, and highly measured approach helps support much safer, steadier vision and gently protects your aging body from entirely unnecessary physical stress. 7. Maintain consistent hydration. Throughout the day, drink small, very manageable glasses of plain, comfortable room temperature water continuously throughout your entire day, rather than trying to aggressively consume large, heavy amounts all at once. Keeping your aging body steadily and highly consistently hydrated may greatly help support the constant, natural production of soothing tears that physically wash away daily dust and gently prevent severe, painful eye friction. I remember a man named William, who was 72, complaining bitterly about a terrible scratching sensation in both of his tired eyes that felt exactly like dry, rough sand rubbing against his delicate eyelids every single afternoon. His crucial mistake was drinking absolutely no fresh water during the entire long morning and then trying to quickly chug 3 massively large glasses right before his dinner, leaving his sensitive eyes completely parched and painfully dry for the vast majority of his active waking hours. We gently corrected this severe imbalance by placing a small, easily reachable plastic pitcher of fresh water directly on his main living room table and politely asking him to take just a few small sips every single time a brief commercial played on his television screen. Once he firmly established this surprisingly slow, highly steady rhythm of gentle daily drinking, he happily noticed that the incredibly painful, sandy friction in his eyes almost entirely disappeared within just a few short, highly productive days. The incredibly vital, highly protective natural tear film that safely covers the entire front surface of your aging eyes is primarily made of pure, simple water, and it relies entirely on your body's overall internal hydration levels to constantly replenish itself from the early morning until late at night. As we naturally and gracefully grow older, our deeply internal thirst signals often become significantly weaker and far less reliable, meaning you can easily become quite dehydrated and severely deplete your eye's natural moisture reserves long before your brain ever actually tells you that you feel physically thirsty. When your entire body is running completely low on basic fluids, it automatically begins to aggressively conserve water by drastically slowing down the normal production of daily tears, which directly leads to that familiar, intensely burning, severely dry sensation whenever you try to peacefully read a book or gently watch a television program. By deliberately providing your aging body with a very slow, highly continuous, gentle trickle of fresh water, you strictly guarantee that your internal tear glands always have the exact physical, liquid resources they need to constantly bathe, carefully clean, and thoroughly lubricate your highly sensitive aging eyes. To effortlessly and permanently build this vital, deeply necessary habit into your quiet daily routine, simply place a medium-sized, highly visible clear glass of fresh water on the exact kitchen counter or small living room side table that you typically walk past most frequently during your normal busy day. Every single time you naturally walk past that specific designated spot, gently pause for just a brief, quiet moment and take 2 or 3 slow, very calm swallows of the water before peacefully continuing on with your regular daily activities or simple household chores. You absolutely never need to forcefully make yourself painfully gulp down heavy, uncomfortably large amounts of cold liquid at one single time. The absolute and unwavering key to true, lasting success is gentle, steady, unbroken consistency from the exact moment you slowly wake up until a few hours before you finally go to sleep. This steady, wonderfully simple, and highly effective daily routine helps support a much more comfortable, naturally lubricated feeling and gently keeps your aging eyes safely protected from frustrating, entirely avoidable daily irritation. If you know someone over 50 who could benefit from this, share this video and subscribe for more simple health tips.